We're continuing to update Stickman Trenches. We have a whole lot of changes and suggestions brought by you guys, and we're going to be going over them today. So let's start at the beginning. In the trenches. So first things first, we've changed the machine gun from a Gatling gun to a proper Vickers machine gun. Once you get your first 200, boom, look at that. It looks nice. It's so much better than like a Civil War era Gatling gun. Now, we've obviously introduced poisonous gas, and it's kind of OP right now because you can't counter it. Well, that is until now. Look at this. The officer comes out with a gas mask, and if you're a rifleman within the area of the officer, you automatically get a gas mask. No mustard gas or anti-Geneva Convention-based weapons killing you. Now, one of the other things is we've changed the UI a little bit. And don't worry, we're going to get to see if chemical-based warfare can survive the gas mask, or is it the other way around? Now, before you had three little icons right here, and now you can double click and they'll go through it. So we're not sure if that's the way to do it or not yet. Let's storm the other trench and make it so the supporting troops will just run past it. And I'm thinking what we want to unlock is the metals crate here. So we're storming these trenches. We immediately put down a machine gun and we have carpe the diem. We have taken ground. And unfortunately for the enemy on this map, this trench is in range of this machine gun. So this is going to be a very good spot to, well, just farm enemies' lives. Or we could be a little bit less game breaking, because clearly we need to account for this, and just take the next trench and upgrade that to a machine gun. We'll take more money, we'll take the stars. Once they get an officer, we need to try out chemical-based weapons, so it makes sense to unlock poisonous gas now. And when you upgrade your machine gun, you see a little visual upgrade, which is currently placeholder because it's sort of like concrete mixed with barbed wire. There's going to be a third version, which is going to add a bunker over the top, which will protect it from, you guessed it, artillery fire. Now, what I need these guys to do is bring out an officer so that we can check out the poisonous gas. Because this is what happens without an officer. Everybody just dies, and then when you move men into it, they die too, as long as the gas is around. You need officers. We've also toyed with the idea of having an upgrade system in the game, but that's going to take a little bit of time to implement. So we've been showing things against the easiest difficulty. So what we need to do is go back to that map on moderate. Now, right now, weather is just sort of random. Now, I will want officers, and we will want to get to, I'm thinking the next one. If we can get there and hold it before the enemy can, which they already have 3 riflemen charging with a 4th one on the way, what we're going to need to do is get our Vickers machine gun in place, and let's see if we can hold the trench. 2 versus 3 plus the Vickers. Things went well for the good guys. Now, right now, the weather is in play visually. Oh, they've got gas masks. This officer. All right, so look. Oh, that's so cool. I'm going to get a try. The Geneva Convention is going to be so mad at me, but that's okay. We just need to get 4 medals. Basically, playing higher difficulty, you're going to see a greater variety of weapons and special attacks like artillery barrages and calling in tanks used by the enemy. So look at that. They got their little gas masks. I don't have the medals to unlock poisonous gas. We're going to need 3 more, and the best way to do that is by fighting. Luckily, I know this map pretty well. Ooh, let's get our own officer just in case. No, we need the medals. We need the medals so that we can unlock this, because I want to show this. Those 2 guys. Now, they have a greater chance at surviving, so we only killed the 1. There's 2 more. The shotgunner did die. It decreases the percent chance, aka the roll of the die, that they will die. So the officer's still alive, and he's got a bunch of squatties there with gas masks. You're not totally impervious. You just have a significantly greater chance. All right. Now, I think at this time, it makes sense to upgrade this trench to its maximum, because we're going to hold this, and this is going to be our fallback position. Now, we're completely out of money. We're going to need to save up, but they're bringing that into play. So one of the key questions, I guess the first one is, do you like the idea of gas masks being sort of a passive? If you have an officer, the men that are around him, as you can see right there, just all of a sudden just like pop them on. Or do we want it to be a static upgrade? You buy it, and then everybody has it. Right now, it's sort of added incentive to, well, you know, obviously have an officer. Ooh, this is perfect. All of these guys, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, so there's a lot. We're gonna gas them. Oh, we directly hit him? Okay, it needs a little bit of work because the artillery shell landed on him. Now, some of these guys would have been affected. I love it when we're testing these things out publicly because it's like, okay, we need to tune that a little bit better. But that's the beauty of sort of showing you this game as it is in development, because, you know, it takes a lot of time to perfect these things. And if that's not the route we want to go, well, we want to pivot early and often. So let's hit him again and see how it goes. I saw one guy die that time. 2, 3, 4. More of them are survived. Most of them being the officers, but there is a singular rifleman. They just upgraded their barracks. Okay. Now, the cannon tank, which we're going to bring out to battle and send after that trench right now, has been tinkered with. We thought that a tank that's firing a high explosive shell, aka this tank right here, versus the machine gun tank, shouldn't be as effective at killing men that are within a trench unless he gets a direct hit, right? So he's better at fighting units that are outside of their trench than inside of it. So this is the first skirmish. Yeah, see that? He hit that. Normally that would have killed like everybody there. And instead we only got 2 or 3. Now that probably needs to be fine-tuned, but it's just so freaking fun. Whoa. Speaking of fun, they're attacking me. How rude. Oh God, they're attacking. Okay. Well, of course they are. Now, if the cannon tank arrived right now, well, that would be pretty good. If we lose the trench, so be it, but we have the upgraded Vickers. Now they've only got 2 guys in this trench. We've got 10 medals, so I think at this point we can sort of unlock almost everything in the special artillery and weapons division department, aka the right side of the screen. So he 1 hit. Now, it's sort of anathema to see a guy with a pistol going toe-to-toe with a tank. This isn't Saving Private Ryan. This is Stickman Trenches. But needless to say, when a cannon tank comes along, if you're in a trench, you're not like, you have a much better chance at survival. So at this point, what we could do is bring in 2 tanks. This isn't something you normally see, at least in past versions of the game. Now, we don't have any gas masks. They do have some snipers. One of the ideas I had was where you see the Vickers machine gun. That was such a good artillery piece. See, that's why that artillery piece took out the gunner of the Vickers, and we had to, well, quite frankly, we had to buy him back. That artillery round, which it seemed like a barrage, so it was kind of totally random in a way. Let's see, can you survive artillery? Trenches do a little bit better at surviving artillery. That's the goal. Like, it's trenches because they're so key to, well, trench-style warfare. Once you get to the 3rd level of Vickers, which we don't have in the game yet, it would create a bunker around the troop, and he would no longer be vulnerable to artillery fire. You would then have to push the position, but we're trying to tinker with how that looks visually. Look at that. I love not completely dying. Like, don't we all? I also love not dying. But when, like, they hit me with barrage, my men aren't completely wiped out. A lot has been done to make that better. All right, here we go. Did they synchronize that with an artillery? They must have fired precision mortar. Where did they hit? It must have been the reinforcing guys. So they have the officer, chemical weapons test. I still think they need a little bit better chance of survival. We need to lower that because only 1 guy survived that chemical attack, and that's not the point. So a precision mortar strike, good, but with the trench being what it is, the officer survived it again. Now we have the greater variance in the heavy barrage, and we weren't nearly as effective. Now, over time, we're tinkering with the idea of being able to better upgrade these things. So maybe you're doing more artillery shell fire. Maybe they're a little bit more accurate, and your range is less. Chemicals! Oh, they got a sniper out there. He's just outside of range of the chemical weapons, so we're gonna have to send in an attack, which unfortunately means these guys are probably gonna die. Hit them in the open ground, though. It's gonna be, should be more effective, except they're moving, so the variance makes it a little bit difficult. Now we need some troops to fill this trench, because how machine guns work right now is if the enemy reaches this trench, the machine gunner automatically dies, and you take it, which sort of makes sense. All right, we're calling in a double tank attack. I'm hoping they don't just crush us with artillery again. And we're calling in some infantry. Yeah, if they... Oh, okay. They attack the front line, which is fortunate for me. And we'll unlock everything. We now have everything unlocked. And look at this. We almost got to see a cannon tank fire in open ground until, that is, they killed it with precise artillery. But here's the machine gun tank versus an entrenched position. Now, they got to fire a little bit sooner, but he's still maybe a little bit over-tuned, because now, like, a machine gun tank is just so good. Why would you not just use a machine gun tank versus a cannon tank, right? And right now, the AI isn't making machine guns as a defensive position. Okay, once this officer gets to the next trench, we're gonna hit him with the old chemical warfare. Oh. Oh, they fired the artillery behind to try to hit off our supplies. Our reinforcements. All right, so the bottom 2 guys should, let's see, one of them died. No, both of them died. Yeah, right now gas masks aren't nearly as effective. So these are the notes we write down. This is a key question. In terms of gameplay, like right now I'm waiting for poisonous gas to become available, and I want it available. I have extra metals and I have extra money. Should we use one of those two currencies as a way to speed it up, or is it is sort of like an incremental? Let's go ahead and unlock poisonous gas to hit these guys for science. We're gassing them for science. Yeah, everybody's dead. It's overtuned. Gas masks look great visually, but not enough. Like right now, would I have to spend twice the amount of money to make it available immediately? Or could I use metals to upgrade the speed at which it refreshes? It's sort of like, if you're gonna be written up for war crimes for using chemical weapons, look at that, those two guys survived. You might as well go all in, I guess. All right, we're gonna hit the counterattack. Oh, this is gonna be tough. Are they gonna get past this first machine gun? No, it's pretty beefy. All right, we got a sniper here, so sniper versus sniper favors us. We're bringing in a heavy tank. Then we're gonna follow it up with a machine gun tank. And I'm thinking what we could do once the machine gun tank arrives is we could send in the boys. Full speed ahead, charge across no man's land, take the enemy trench, and try to defeat this enemy bunker. All's quiet on the Western Front, at least right now. Cannon tank, not nearly effective anymore. It's almost undertuned. Oh, they use chemical weapons themselves. Look at that. My guys, luckily we had an officer, which was just brought in recently, so actually my counterattack is kaput. Because they hit me with chemical weapons, and they called in artillery, which took out my machine gun tank, which was the weapon system that was going to help us take this ground. So do we go for it? No, what we're gonna do is I'm gonna save it for precision artillery. I don't know if it's precision artillery. It's sort of like a mortar strike, right? It has a less of a radius, but you only fire one, and you get to fire exactly where you want it to be. Oh man, hit! Oh, ooh boy, that AI. Chemical weapons test number 11, and the follow-up. Yeah, everybody's dead. Like fine tuning everything. I mean, that's development. But to be perfectly honest, fine-tuning things is much easier, right? The big questions are the ones why I've recruited all of you guys, so that we can come up with the best version of Stickman Trenches that we can. Stop it! Precision artillery, you jerk. Oh, here we go. Machine gun in the open ground. Oh, they tried to gas it. Well, I got some gas too. How about that? Uh-oh. Tank going through the gas. It is getting affected. I called in precision artillery on the bunker to illustrate a fact. That is not how you kill them. Now, do we have any men supporting this trench? No, we do not. Yeah, because I feel like waiting for riflemen is probably, my own personal opinion, is one of the issues that I have. Gotta say that with the machine guns, these Vickers in the trenches, the game just looks so much better, in my opinion. I should have saved that money for a precision strike or some kind of artillery. We're gonna make a big push right here. I will have this. No. Well, that did not do a whole lot, but our men took the trench. Oh, I should have bought the Vickers instead. There we go. We have achieved a glorious victory. Also, you may notice that the menu's picture has changed to actually reflect the British-style troops attacking the German-style troops instead of just Germans. Everyone had German helmets. And then you have these French Renault FT-17s. Anyway, so, once again, I am requesting your help and ideas. Do you like the 2-button system versus the 3-button system down here, where you sort of double-click it and then the men just bypass it? Or do you like the former system where it was 2 arrows and then a little shield over, and the shield controlled whether or not you held a trench? We've also got the Vickers. Ooh, that did not favor me. We have gas masks being tied to officers. We have the cannon tank sort of balance, and so many other things. What else would you like to see in Stickman Trenches? And remember that you can wishlist Stickman Trenches on Steam right now. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.